Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dia, and welcome to Startup Expo at AIGNITE 2025. I hope you're all enjoying the event so far. We've come to an incredible innovations and insights today. And now, we move into one of our most anticipated sessions of the day, our panel discussion titled Made in India, Powered by AI, Going Global Without Borders. This session is about how Indian-born companies are leveraging artificial intelligence, building globally, breaking the boundaries, and marking their mark on the world stage. I am delighted to introduce our moderator for this session, Dr. Saurabh Bhatia, CEO of QuaintQuarters Ventures. Dr. Bhatia is not just a tech enthusiast, but also a highly qualified doctor with degrees in MBBS, MS, FRC, and MBA. He is a health tech, AI visionary, combining his medical training with deep business acumen. He has spent many years working in health tech innovation, empowering medical professionals through AI, and writing about the convergence of healthcare and technology. Adding to his thought leadership, he is a prolific author of 11 books, sharing his knowledge and shaping the future of healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to the man who is literally prescribing a healthier future through AI, Dr. Saurabh Bhatia. And now, I'd like to introduce a leader who is democratizing the power of software creation. Please welcome our first panelist, Mr. Aditya S. Prabhakara, founder-director of Makeloop Technology Labs. Mr. Prabhakara brings over 2 decades of experience building and scaling technology-driven businesses in India and abroad. At Makeloop, he focuses on empowering citizen developers by providing AI-based low-code, no-code platforms, making innovation accessible and enabling terms globally to build smarter, faster solutions. His work is a great example of building for global relevance from India. He is described by former colleagues as the thorough engineer who always understands the big picture, maintaining a high quality of work while being a fantastic team player. Please welcome Mr. Aditya S. Prabhakara. Now, I hand it over to my co-host Riya, who will continue introducing our esteemed speakers for the session. Over to you, Riya.
Thank you, Dia. Good afternoon once again, everyone. I'm Riya, and it's an absolute honor to continue this exciting session, Made in India, Powered by AI, Going Global Without Borders. Our second panelist is Dr. Anita Prasad. Dr. Anita Prasad is an accomplished technologist, serial and entrepreneur, and an inspiring voice in India's deep tech ecosystem. She's a co-founder and the CEO of Vistar Robotics Pvt Ltd, where she leads groundbreaking works in robotics, automation, drones, and wearable exoskeleton technologies, all designed, engineered, and manufactured in India. Her innovation focuses on making robotics accessible for both industrial and social impact applications, empowering differently abled and redefining how human-machine collaborations can uplift societies. Beyond her entrepreneurial success, Dr. Prasad is a thought leader, STEM advocate, and mentor for women in technology. Her research, advocacy, and leadership has made her sought-after voice in discussion on inclusive innovation and AI for good. She perfectly embodies the spirit of Indian integrity with global purpose. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Anita Prasad. Finally, completing this incredible lineup, we have Mr. Ramalingeshwara Rao KV, the founder of NIRM, a Bengaluru-based business venture startup known for crafting AI-powered, Indian-origin solutions with global potentials. He had filed AI patents in 2014 and got granted in 2023. Mr. Raman is a passionate entrepreneur who believes in building locally to serve globally. Under his leadership, NIRM has been pioneering innovative products that harness AI and emerging technologies to drive digital transformation across sector. Notably, NIRM's LandKeys, a patent multipurpose natural language processing tool, exemplifying their commitment and bridging communication gaps and enhancing accessibility. The medicine Ramras was also one of his contributions. He also He's also a startup mentor for empowering Indian startups and move beyond borders, nurturing ecosystem with research, innovation, and real-world application go hand in hand. His work is a perfect example for how Indian-born startup can stand tall on the world stage by focusing on technology, scalability, and sustainability. Please put your hands together for Mr. Ramlangeshwara Rao KV. So without any further ado, let's dive into the discussion. Mr. Bhatia, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I think we are only 3 panelists now. Thanks for everyone who stayed till now. It's been a long day. So the topic for this particular panel discussion is Made in India, powered by AI, going global without borders. So slightly similar to what it was in the last session. I was not able to really make out a difference. But here, the panel of experts that we have is different and differently qualified. So we have Dr. Anita Prasad from Vistac Robotics, who brings deep expertise in robotics, hardware, and industrial automation. Secondly, there is Aditya, who is the founder of Makeloop Technology Labs, and he makes AI-enabled products in the edtech space. And third, we have Ramalingeshwara Rao. He's the founder of Niram with multiple patents in image processing, AI, machine learning, NLP, and text-to-speech technologies. So we'll be doing the discussion in 25 minutes. We have 4 themes. The first theme is Made in India Foundation, the R&D and talent. Now, we have had a long discussion all through this day about what India is doing, what is AI for Bharat, and what are we doing. So we are going to start with Dr. Anita Prasad. Anita, you have worked a lot in Germany, and you are now building robotics and hardware in India. So what is the core advantage that you find doing R&D in India for deep tech?
Certainly, thank you. I think one is the resources. We have enough engineers, very young, audible, better, yeah. So we have enough engineers, we have good talent pool, mentorable, and then we have wonderful government schemes, a lot of things, lot of plus if you look at it. So there is a big wave that is coming ahead. So if at all we are looking at innovating something, yes, there is a very big possibility today that we can stand and say, okay, this is your idea, this is my business case, and I want to bring it forward. I want to go ahead. So this is a very big plus as of today that I see personally that this is a possibility. And even at a very low cost for startups. So this is a very big advantage in my opinion. But of course, India, I can say, it's not for beginners. World has to have the maturity from India, right? So there are 2 different topics. And if I look at it, there are definitely, various class of people that we are looking forward to address to. Not everybody are going to be coming into this. So very, very important. And different class of people that could be engaged themselves in a primary sector, secondary sector, and the tertiary sector. How much AI has impacted the world population is mainly in terms of the tertiary sector employment or employable people, and the secondary sector to certain amount of automation. The primary sector, again, we are coming in terms of drones and automating some farming equipments and so on and so forth. To some extent, we are talking about automation, but completely transforming lives and the kind of the generative AI going to come and do that kind of revolution and so on and so forth, and America taking over the entire world, or somebody who is in the race of GPT business or something else, South Korea, China, I think, there's a long way to go. That I can say that. But yes, I mean, India has its own uniqueness. As you heard from various other speakers now, we have deep-rooted culture and Sanatana Dharma, which you really cannot get into. Even we ourselves don't know, we cannot go into. And the second topic is, see, if at all we are so clever and our wonderful models can really resolve so many other topics, we as humanity are not able to create that kind of a biosphere today where we can see ourselves habitable. We are talking about terraforming some other planet and going ahead, and these bots are going to help. Very, very long way to go. We are yet to witness any sort of things in that direction. So I think, we have enough opportunity. That's what I feel like. Our young India has many amount of opportunity, and as the other panelists pointed out, we need to channelize ourselves in the right space. Thank you.
Thanks, Sunita. I think that's a good segue about channelizing it in the right space. So, Aditya, I'll carry that question to you, that do you think we are training the right set of people in India, and is the training the right kind of training to be given in this AI enabled world now?
Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yeah. So I was introduced as a doctor, but I need to correct that. I'm only in the company of doctors. I chose engineering. Looking at my handwriting, my parents thought I would become a doctor, but life didn't take me that way. Okay. So coming to the question there, we run a company which builds AI-enabled products. So for me, as a company, there is also a responsibility that we are also in the business of building careers. So what I mean by that is, the first people in a company who can pick up AI would be people who have the learnability skills in the company itself. Many a times, throwing opportunities at them and them giving areas of learning for them is enough for them to pick up AI and start contributing. So most of the team with me has been with me for more than 5 years. So they have picked up AI even though they did not come from AI training per se. Okay. But then now I also visit couple of colleges and talk about AI and how to pick AI up while you are learning. A lot of courses have already come up, even in engineering, wherein they say it's an engineering in computer science, AI. All these courses are very well tuned to build commoditized engineers. So what I mean by that is, so if there is a job opening for 200 people who can do AI, then these kind of courses can fill the slot. But then when it comes to the current state of AI and its implementation, a lot of it, many of them don't know what they're doing. Even we don't know a lot of things that we are doing. And today in one of the early morning sessions, we had somebody stating that there are a lot of POCs, but 95% of the POCs are being checked out, right? So that's the reality of today's AI implementation. And when that is the case, more than the skill for us, we need people who want to experiment. We need people who are analytical. We need people who are enterprising, if not entrepreneurial. But those are the things that can't be taught. It's a lot of behavioral trait. And at least you have to be in the team which exhibits these behaviors. And then you can start to inculcate those behaviors. So that is the current AI implementation. But a large part of what we do, it also has AI and its hype is very, very recent. But then a large part of what we do also has good old machine learning in it. Yeah. So when it comes to machine learning, it's a lot of skill. You can skill people in it. You have to be good at math. You have to be good at analytics. You have to be good at observing data, and you can skill it. So that part of it, we are able to skill very easily. But that part which uses AI, because we're at a very high abstraction level, and to understand why AI gave something out, that's called as reasoning in AI. To understand the reasoning, tweak the AI so that it fits the boundaries that we want to do, that has been a challenge in the skilling things. So maybe today we are all trying it out in how to skill, but then I think a few years down the line we'll have better answers as and when. The reason also is because when we built software, software gave us a lot of predictability. So when you knew these are my finances, it would always spit out some kind of a tax calculation for you which was undisputable. And if there was any problem, you can always go and figure out why that problem happened. But now with AI, agentic AI, and that bringing in some kind of decision, when you make decision autonomy with AI, so then explaining that decision becomes a very difficult thing. And there we need a lot more people who are very observational, who are very analytical. So just looking at the superficial responses, you should be able to dig a little deeper. I think that's a skill that through working you can get. Very difficult to inculcate as a subject as such, I think.
So thanks a lot for that, Aditya. I mean, moving ahead, from the previous sessions, the message that we got, as well as what our Minister Piyush Goyal also mentioned, India is either good at making those Zeptos or something and delivering ice cream, or we are good at just building wrappers around OpenAI, and out of that 95% gets trashed or outdated. So if we want to follow this, that going global without borders and made in India but a global AI, then how do you see the go-to-market playbook here? Because we are not really known as exporters of AI, to be honest. China is already known, but not us. So how do you see the go-to-market strategies here?
So, yeah. So for us, I will actually want to put, I mean, if something is located in India, and if you want to do a GTM for the world, I'll put it in 3 buckets, basically. So one is the legal, governance, financial bucket. Other is the technology bucket. And the third one is the marketing and sales bucket, right? So I feel in the legal, governance, financial bucket, we still have, even though we have a lot of ways in which we can release a product for the world and then somebody can pay from anywhere in the world, but getting money into India is still not very, very simple. So there are a lot of hurdles, because for somebody who is wanting to pay through a gateway, payment gateway of India from Australia, he is shown an RBI guideline. Okay. So now I can't expect somebody sitting in Australia to understand what RBI is. Okay. So a lot of companies overcome this by having local entities within those countries which collect payment. Okay. So that is still a hurdle, getting payment into India, and the legal and the compliance aspects of it. And then the part 2 is the platform or the technology aspect of it. There are a lot of patterns which are solving this platform access, as in now somebody coming from US need to be shown a different structure of payment, different subscription. Somebody coming from US need to be shown a different data privacy guidelines. So if somebody is accessing my platform from UK, his data has to reside within UK. So there is the localization of data there. So technology platforms have some way through the cloud solved a few aspects of it. Now coming to the third one, the marketing of it. Thanks to Meta, the digital marketing platforms, Google, so a lot of demographic targeting is solved. So even though you build strategies at a global level, but targeting to each segment of the demographics, you need to have a local, hyper-local messaging when it comes to the marketing. And that's what has worked for us also. For that matter, even though we have customers from around the world, but then when we run our ads, for example, if we are targeting Tamil Nadu demographics, our ads literally says website launch panna redina for Tamil Nadu, for example. And for Karnataka, we say website launch ge redina. So there needs to be some localization in your actual messaging that you do. I think Zomato does it very well. I mean, India is many worlds in one world. So if you look at Zomato ads from different regions, they have different ads going out. So the technology aspect of it is done, but the messaging aspect has to be very carefully targeted while looking at GTM. So solving these 3 triangle at different varying expertise will actually help us reach out better.
So thanks, Aditya. Actually, I'll also like to ask Ram about this same thing, that if we see globally, healthcare has had some impact in showcasing India as a destination for healthcare tourism. A lot of people from Western world come to India for healthcare. Plus, healthcare technology, also the adoption is pretty fast in India compared to the US one. So since you have so many patents and you have so much research in healthcare AI imaging, I would like to know from you, what is your thought about projecting the kind of work that you have done for the global scale, taking the health tech SaaS to global scale?
Yeah. First of all, many thanks for giving this opportunity. I completed my PhD in computer science PhD in image processing, document image processing, OCR, optical character recognition. That is pattern recognition. And also, I filed 2 patents in language through a product is a patented multipurpose NLP tool. NLP, AI, text-to-speech, and also transliteration. That is the combination. My second patent is in AI. In 2014, I filed. That is granted in 23. So, during my entrepreneurship journey with NSRCL is the incubation center in IAMB. I have invented a medicine also, that is Ramras, preventive protection from cold and cough. Generally, cold and cough are neglected diseases. I am giving preventive protection in a herbal way. So I filed the patent also. So out of 3 patents, 1 is granted, 2 other published. First patent is in WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. So during this entire process, came to know that our information technology and healthcare products can grow globally. That is in a proper way. There are many startups are coming. Even in NSRCL, many startups are getting incubated. So we are developing great platform in case of startups. Earlier, if you observe, many people are IT from our nation Bharat. Now startups are getting more. Even now our position in worldwide, 3rd position. We are very near to 2nd position. So number of startups are getting. So when startups are improving, the products is currently our net technology, internet technology is making easy for global business. Currently we are easily connecting in LinkedIn. And also incubation centers are working to bring experts from different countries to give seminar. In IMB, if you observe, every month minimum 4 or 5 research related seminars will be there. And NSRCL also inviting many experts from different countries to give seminars. And also every education institute now having the incubation center. For example, Agriculture University there is a C camp. IIIT Bengaluru there is an innovation center. Narayana Hrudayalaya there is a MSMF TBA. These incubator centers are making seminars to understand the complete startup process to the people. So when we are moving to business, growing globally, patent is the best way to secure your business idea. In the filing the patent, there will be a process. First we will meet the patent advocate, then they will verify, they do the verification. Next, prior access, that is called. Next, they file the patent. Next stage is the patent get published and attending the exam. Next, patent will be granted. That is the process. So, when we are protecting your business idea, and also when we are trying to make a business, your patent is already helping you to stand strongly at startup area. So that is the very helpful concept to grow globally through patent process.
So thanks a lot for that, Ram. Just as an extension of that, so I have been involved with a few patents via another company in US, and we found the process to be prohibitively expensive for an Indian person to file global patent. I mean, I can file an Indian patent, still it's within reach, but having a global patent, especially in healthcare area and filing it in US or European countries, What do you think? Is it really feasible for startups to do that?
Very good question. In fact, while going for globally, we should file a patent in Bharat. That is the precaution. First, we need to file a patent in Bharat. Next, we need to file in WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. That is called PCT. That is very expensive. But filing is Bharat is not too much expensive. That government fees is very, very nominal. Only thing is you need to pay to your advocate. There are many advocates are there in our every city, Bengaluru city, many city. So you can approach with them. First, if you file a patent in Bharat, you are mostly secure. I mean, your business idea is mostly secure. When going to global, you have a recognition already in Bharat that will helpful to you make collaboration with different companies globally at any country. That is one help. When I filed the first patent, my understanding about patent is, I asked my patent advocate, is it patentable? That is my understanding. So they done the prior art sets. Finally, they said it is patentable. So I went through them, technical person, and their advocate means legal advocates in patent. So when I went through them, I first filed the provisional. Next year, we filed the non-provisional. During this patent process only, I got to know filing second patent. So next time I met them, I said, I have another business idea. It can be patentable. They asked me, how can you say that? I said, that is the learning I got from you. During 1 year, I worked with you. So that is when people went through that process, they will learn a lot of things. That will helpful to grow globally. That will helpful to grow globally. So, you know, right? Education always helpful to you. Filing patent is also kind of research. This is also kind of education. It definitely helpful to you.
So one message we are getting is that if we are innovating something, we should try to get it patented as early as possible.
First priority.
Got it. Thanks a lot for that, Ram. My next question is for Anita. Anita, your expertise is in robotics, and the theme today is AI. And I also feel that robotics is one area which can be beautifully operated or controlled using AI. So from your experience, especially transitioning from German market to Indian market, what is your experience about amalgamating these two fields and making them work together in India?
I guess, see, this is a very valid and important topic for us to address, and especially for the younger India. Whoever are looking forward for this particular startup and startup culture and way ahead and so on and so forth. Firstly, our Indian culture says, we have an idea, fantastic, great. We just want to realize, we want to bring it onto the table, great, fantastic. Go ahead, build your business. Now, we are coming a little bit more into the depth angle into this. Number one, you need the legal infrastructure. You need some real activities to be done, including the investors, right? Everyone will have to work hand to hand. Do we have this? We have a threat. This idea is taken away, introduced, hook or crook. You want to bring this in local market. These kind of things happen without any control today, right? So this is all there. And we also have a fear not to disclose anything. Even though we have a non-disclosure NCNDS, doesn't help. Now, coming into the kind of business angle, when we are talking about the local business itself, there are several certifications that we need to do. It could be a product, then, the product is used for what? So we have various certifications to that particular hardware itself, including the lithium ion, etc., and the Bluetooth connectivity, right? So nobody does all these things. They just go on. In China, in similar fashion, we find HSN, TSN, no registrations, but those are all products that exist and that's been sold across China, and we are very, very fascinated. We just go there, look, China is doing all these activities, right? How much are they, really fall under that kind of ethical development itself, in my question mark, right? So, and then tomorrow they are coming and then saying, okay, if I lose my reputation today, tomorrow will you come back to me saying that Anita is trustworthy, go and get certain products from Anita? No, I don't. I'm not rendering a service here to somebody and pushing the responsibility over to them. I'm still in a product business or another application business. So if it is an application, then I have my own regulations that I need to meet with, the data protection regulations, and so on and so forth, the privacy. And then when I'm going in the international market, GDPR comes into the play. So many headache. And then overall about this copyrights, and you have, the trademark registrations, again, coming in conflict. We have several other subjects, guarantee, warranty, 14-day buyback guarantees. You can't even imagine what we will have to be ready with. So if I summarize the amount of investment that may be required for a startup, there is no startup here. It has to be a matured business model, right? So this is what we want to recall them and rebadge them. And India will have to form all these things, because when we have so many compliances to be met, we have so many initiatives to be met, we still don't have that kind of a governance. What are we producing? And then are we really anticipating that particular business and the business model to be successful? Right? These are something which we need to watch out very carefully. And when we come into that kind of a model, is investor ready? Is he the greed and the fear? Is he operating on that particular model? Is he wanting to make his money, run away tomorrow morning, 20x, 50x? No, it doesn't happen. You need to provide that enough time. And most importantly, we feel this is a marketable particular topic, marketable product, marketable application, marketable something else. Tomorrow when we go to the global market, we are exposed to all sorts of challenges. Are we ready to face such things? So this calls for an extensive research before we enter and go global, right? So we need to prove our maturity, European Union certifications, CE certifications, American certifications, 110 things, right? Let it be a gadget. So are we ready for all of them? This is my question mark. And that is where we as India collectively start focusing. And that is another area where the businesses are opportunities opening up. And that is something where we all need to stand united to achieve a higher number into this.
Thanks for that, Anita. I was also wondering if you could give a little bit of a comment on the readiness of the VC community to take the kind of risk that, for example, a driverless car in US has been in the making for a good about 15 years, and only in last few years have they become a kind of partial reality. But a lot of VC money and lot of investments from both career perspective as well as time perspective has gone into that. But do you see India also on the cusp of that readiness where VC is willing to take that kind of risk for you to build a robot controlled by AI and delivering something without human beings being present? So how do you find that? You had mentioned earlier that in India resources are available and it is cheaper compared to the West to do the work. But then are you getting adequate support from the VC community?
See, in India, most of the activities here we need to reckon is that we have underemployment, right? So when we are looking at this kind of a problem, we also have the same thing, the literacy issue in the investors community. And when we are facing this kind of a crisis, this requires a little bit of remodeling. For example, when I take Germany or European Union, we have LUFO programs. We just write proposal, we get some money to experiment, we get this particular product to build. And then maybe I go to BMW or somebody else, I say, hey guys, take my application and this is ready to be implemented. And anyway, I have so-and-so money available from the government, and I'm producing it and I'm bringing onto your table. So thereby I'm experimenting, I'm learning with the live example, and the kind of maturity that I get, a podium like this, I'll be afraid to sit and discuss because it will be full of technicality and practicality. We are not going to sit and blabber like this, right? But when we are coming into an Indian market, we have so much of ignorance, so much of arrogance. We don't want to learn. We just want to be there. We just want to go. This is a major issue. And then we are coming with the investor. They want tomorrow morning, they feel the IT business, which happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that probably multiplied. That was in services business. We could do everything other than cleaning somebody else's toilet. Sorry to say this. That has been the sales activity. Even I used to do that many, many years ago. And this is something what we really are irritated with, and this is what we want to change, the new India with a new dimension. If so, this calls for a very, very serious venture capitalists, very serious investors, let's say the seed capital providers, etc., and with lot more maturity so that this works in hand. This doesn't happen over a period, on the spot. Somebody says Zoho, they take an example of Zoho. Everything, look, Aratai is coming, they did that, they did this. Why do you want to do this? Every business is not like that. That got successful for whatever reason. But if I'm trying to come with some serious business, when I'm trying to help, for example, I have a product that helps the knee pain, or, it'll make somebody who's bedridden stand up. So several other medical products also, along with that farming equipments and several other subjects, including, for example, something like Aratai, right? I have various markets to address. And when I'm going and then talking to somebody, they hardly understand. Why do you need this money? So this is the serious issue. And if I'm going to government, that is a different subject altogether. And I don't want to dilute myself, and because they don't understand anything from the startup culture, right? So when we have so much of problem, firstly, this requires an immediate attention. And that is what I call upon.
So I think we have found a new idea for a startup, and that is VC education. So we can have a startup for VC education now. Thanks a lot for your candor, Anita. I'll ask for the last question to Aditya now. Aditya, you have built a platform which claims to become the citizens' development platform, right? Yeah. So your platform is actually even at a higher level than a vibe coding platform. So I want to ask you that with this platform having global implications, how are you planning to take it to the global market? Because it's an AI-based platform, it's made in India, and you have to fight the big wigs of likes of OpenAIs and Googles to put your platform as a superior solution to coding. So how do you plan to do that?
For us, the best thing about internet is the source doesn't really matter unless somebody really digs in. So if there is a problem that we are solving, and then if the product is mature enough, if the product is clean enough in terms of bugs, defects, quality and stuff like that, then somebody picking it up and using it across the world is not a challenge. The challenge only comes from the mindset. So we find it very easy for somebody in the Scandinavian country and somebody in US to pick and use our product a lot more easily. Whereas in India, even an educated entrepreneur will still call us and say, hey, you do it for me, I will pay you. Right? So for us, that way, I think taking it to the global market and asking somebody else to test it and use it has not been really that difficult for us to get it, as long as we hit the right segment. And as he said, what we are trying to do is we are trying to build a platform where citizen developers can build applications, and we are doing it a little differently. Today you might have heard a lot of apps trying to do the same thing, trying to say the same thing. So when you start using our application, the differences will stand out in terms of we want to make our users think at an integration level and not think at a design level. So if they want a feature to be there, that feature should come in and it should be maintainable in the future too. So that way, but we have also roadmapped it out so that we can test out a lot of things early, either fail or pivot or tweak along the way. So we are just 15 days into the market. We are seeing some traction, but our roadmap is a 2-year roadmap. So at least by the end of an year, we should be at a place where we can generically build full-fledged applications and maintain it in a very easy way. So yeah, along the way, the world is our test bed.
Thanks a lot for that, Aditya.
Can I add one more sentence? I think there are several applications and products and startups and so many efforts coming over on the table. My sincere request, probably a takeaway from this to everybody and the government of India probably, I think we need to start listing them and having a library created for these kind of information, because this is very important. Who did what? There could be something which we may have done, anybody might have done, in competition to something somebody did in America and that has got success story. And if we are in a position to take it up and revive and build for our own, and don't say that, okay, America or somebody else is my friend and my prime minister is going every day and having dining with them. No, I think this is a very important subject. We need to follow Swadesha Swadharma and Swabhimana. I don't know, Samskruti, if this is allowed, and we'll have to follow this and try to imbibe this particular culture into this system, deep root out, and that is what is very important for a startup culture, to cut off the kind of heavy influences that would come from the West, and that is a big threat for our younger generation. And often I feel that younger generation is, I just go to a deep jungle and talking to a herd of deers who are not even humans. They don't even understand. They just look at her. Who's this guy? I'm sorry. That is the situation, and we are not able to communicate. And we can't get them to an offline event like this. They all are on Discord. They are mewing on Discord. I'm sorry.
Thanks for that, Anita. I think that is the lesson we should have learned when they started saying that Edmund Hillary was the first person to climb Everest, but we didn't learn it, and now we think that a white man came and climbed Everest for the first time. But anyhow, with this, I'll open the forum for audience questions. Are there any questions? If none, then I would like to thank everybody and Anoop and his team for giving us the opportunity to have this panel discussion here. Thanks a lot, everyone, and thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much to our brilliant panelists for sharing their invaluable insights, and to our amazing audience for being such an engager and enthusiastic part of today's discussion. It's truly inspiring to see how innovation in India is global and changing industries. Now, to express our gratitude and appreciation, I'd like to invite Dr. Anup Tarafdar to please come forward and present the mementos to our esteemed guests.